Hi everyone, welcome to Mindful Crafts and More. I'm Katrina. If this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome. Take a look at this video or any of my other videos, and if you find yourself inspired, then please join my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button on this video though before you do that. For those of you guys who are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you just hanging out with me for a bit. So today, guys, I am entitling this video Zippy Can Do. And it's kind of a little bit of a continuation of us talking about lace. So this time I wanted to talk to you about knitting and lace. Is there a way to embrace lace with knitting when maybe you're just a beginner or you have no idea how to do it? I think I have some ideas that you might be willing to try out, and we'll just see. You can let me know. You decide. Okay? All right. So the first thing is I am making some items for some little ones. And I love this one website that has just beautiful, very simple patterns. And so it's called Marianna's Lazy Daisy Days. And she just has some very, very beautiful patterns. They're easy to follow and it just takes the guesswork out. So I've used it quite a bit. So I had some leftover yarn, which I really, really love. This is just beautiful yarn. And I made this. All right, so as you see here, there are eyelets in the yoke of this particular piece. And so lace eyelets might be a little intimidating, but they're actually not very hard to do. And it does go across the back also. And I just really love the way this particular sweater worked up. I have not gotten the buttons for it yet. So I did put buttons in this side, if you can see my buttonholes. Yeah, but I really do like these patterns, the way they work up. And so I did this one. Now, once I finished this, I could not locate my double pointed needles to do the hat. And I have done a pattern that is very similar to this, but I do it in the round. And on Marianna's website, her pattern is on straight needles back and forth. And I just prefer to do it in the round. And that way I don't have a seam that I have to be concerned with. So I searched high and low and could not find my needles at all. So what I ended up doing was just going ahead and getting another set, and I decided to just splurge a little bit, and I got a beautiful, beautiful Happy Mail the other day, which I purchased for myself, and here it is. So yes, guys, I got a Knit Picks set of needles, double points, and they range anywhere from a 3.5 millimeter, which is US 4, all the way up to a 5.5 millimeter, which is a US 9. Okay, and so I needed the US 6, which is a 4 millimeter, to make the hat that I want to go with this. And so now I can do my hat. So I'm so excited that now I have my double points. For some projects, I prefer double points compared to the cable. So yeah, so now I have it, and now I can finish the matching hat to go with this. So yay. So lace project for small, and now I can complete this project. All right. So okay, that's if you already know how to knit, right? And so now what do you do if you don't necessarily know how to knit well? Well, here's an option for you. How about a loom? You can use a loom and you can make knit things also. Because the looms have a set width for the pegs, you can get a lacy look to them depending on whether you use the yarn that's recommended or whether you use a thinner yarn that can still give you a lacy effect when you do that. Okay, so this project here was done on a loom, and I'm going to pop a picture up so that you can see it whole. All right, so now you see it's a triangle shawl, and I actually made it on a round loom, and I followed Denise from Loom Hat, and I love her loom videos. They're very easy to follow, and I just love them. So yeah, so I did this one. This is using the Charisma yarn by Loops and Threads, and I got the big skein of it. So the big skein, and that way I didn't have to do any knots or join or anything like that. And I actually still have this much yarn left over. So I didn't put tassels on it as you see in the photo, but I think I do have enough. If I wanted to do tassels on it, I could. Now, the one thing that she does in her video is she explains to you how to go about getting this really nice kind of chain edge on your piece by skipping the first stitch when you go on a row. And I really do like that effect. It gives you a very nice, neat effect using the loom. All right, so this one not as open, but it is kind of open because, again, I did use a chunky yarn, but not so chunky that I don't have openness. So easy way to do lace. This was doing an E-wrap knit stitch the whole way, adding on and then decreasing. So really nice, and I will leave the link below for you guys if you're interested in making a shawl like this one. Okay, now it is springtime. And is there a way to make a loom knit lacy hat? Yeah, there is. Let me show you. Okay, so this is a hat that I made using a loom, and I made it lacy. How about that? So what I did here was I took a technique that they described as kind of a drop stitch on elongated stitch on the round loom. So I did a 2x1 rib in here, no, 2x2 rib. Yeah, 2x2 rib for the brim here. And then I did this elongated kind of stitch here, which if you're using needles would be kind of like a drop stitch. And then at the top, I did this really nice ribbing again, because I really liked the way it ended up. And again, all of this was done on a loom. So I really like the way it came out. Really nice lacy slouchy hat, all done on the loom, so no needles, guys. All right, so hope you like this one. All right, so now I've shown you a few things. What about using even bigger uh, needles and even bigger looms? Is there such a thing? Actually, yes, there is. Some time ago, Loops and Threads came out with a yarn that they called Ginormous. And yeah, it really was ginormous. It was just really interesting yarn to work with. I really did like it, although it did pill very easily. Let me show you the first project I made using this yarn. And first I'll show you the yarn. So yeah, so that's a picture of the yarn. And now let me show you the needles that I used. Okay, so these are the needles that I used. Oh my gosh, these are ginormous, right? Okay, so these needles are a size 50, and they are 25 millimeters thick. And when I tell you I got to work out when I use these, I got to work out when I use these. I was following someone who did a blanket, and this particular YouTuber, she did it with her hand, and she said that you could do this blanket in, a very, very short period of time, and she did it like arm knitting. But when I tried it, I really didn't like the way the stitches came out. And so I thought, okay, let me just see if I can just find some big needles. And sure enough, I found these. So I don't have the blanket that I made with that yarn, but let me put in a photo of me working on it at the time. So yeah, so that was the blanket that I was working on at the time. It was really, really fun. I did complete it, and I did a garter stitch border, and then I did a stockinette stitch in the middle, and then ended it with the garter stitch border. And yeah, really fun to do, but yes, I got a big workout on that. Now I'm going to show you a skein of this yarn so you can see it. All right, so this is the ginormous yarn, okay? It is huge. Now, because this is a very light color, I didn't take it out the bag, but I'm gonna show you one in a different color in just a second. So this came in a regular size, which I think was a third of this size, but it also came in this ginormous pack, which was 100 yards and 92 meters. And I can't recall how much it cost. You might be able to find this. I think they discontinued it, but it is a category 6, and they called it super bulky. The recommended needle size was actually a US 15, and the hook size was a P. So a 15 needle size is 10 millimeter, and then the hook size, the P, is 11.5 millimeter. So yeah, I don't know about working with that with the crochet hook. I did find it, very tiring to do with the needles, but yeah, I really did like the finished product. Now, this is a scarf that I'm working on. And as you see, it's just straight garter stitch, which is just knitting every single row. Okay. And it works up really fast, guys. Really fast. I will count the stitches so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is only 10 stitches. Okay. And you see how wide it is. And so this is the yarn here, and it is very, very thick, but as you see, it peels very, very easily. Very, yeah. And so you'd have to be very gentle with it if you want to keep your finished product for a long time. But it does make very beautiful, beautiful projects, um, and you could probably finish a scarf in no time because it works up so fast because of the thickness of it. All right. Okay, so ginormous knit. All right, but again, what if you don't know how to knit? That sounds nice and easy, and yes, I only have 10 stitches, but what if you don't know how to knit? Well, there's a loom for that too, guys. Look, something called a Zippy loom. Okay, so this is a Zippy loom. This is made by KB looms, okay? And this one has 4 pegs on it, but as you see here, you can connect them, or you could get a kit that's already got a number of them in it for you to do big projects. And believe it or not, this shawl right here was made on a Zippy loom. And I think it just turned out so, so pretty. Okay, now how did I happen upon these huge, you know, looms and all this stuff? Well, I actually teach locally here, and some of the people that I taught were not comfortable using hooks and were not as comfortable using needles yet. And I really wanted them to learn. I wanted to be able to help them to learn how to do some craft projects. And so, in an endeavor to try to help them with their projects, we got some looms and just said, okay, let's try using this and see how it goes. And you'd be surprised how fast they caught on and how they were so happy that they were able to make projects and be able to actually complete them. All right. So, so yeah. So even if you don't know how to crochet and it seems difficult, or perhaps maybe with your hands and dexterity, you might have some conditions that might make it more difficult for you to hold the smaller hooks or needles or things like that. Where there's a will, there's a way. And for many of us crafters, we do find a way. All right. So, yeah, there is a way to embrace lace, whether it be crochet or knit or tatting. You can use either hooks or needles or looms. There are so many different ways that you can embrace lace. I hope that you guys enjoyed the things that I showed you today and that they have given you some ideas so that you too can find a way to embrace lace, whether it be tiny or whether it be ginormous. All right, guys. If you didn't already, don't forget to hit the like button on this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I love hearing from you guys. Please leave me a comment in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. I hope you guys stay mindful, stay healthy, and by all means, continue to be crafty. Take care now. Bye bye.